All right, guys, how's it going? Well, I'm not long back from the cafe. I went to the cafe this morning and reviewed the Spanish football dailies for you. I can tell you right now, if you're here to see if there's anything to do with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Real Madrid, there isn't. However, we will be touching on something to do with the right-back situation at Real Madrid, which is obviously linked to Trent, but there's no specific reporting regarding Trent today. No one's name checked him or anything like that. All right. So let's get started. Marca. Okay, they talk primarily about Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen visiting Atletico Madrid this evening. That, of course, is a Champions League fixture, and Bayer Leverkusen arrive in exceptional form, having secured 11 consecutive victories. Many expect Alonso to succeed Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, possibly as early as this summer, but that's going to depend on what Ancelotti does in terms of silverware, I guess. But despite being top of the table, despite, what many of us would say is a decent season, the press over here keeps suggesting that his job isn't safe. So Alonso, when asked about his future, at the pre-match press conference, he said, "I can't say anything. We're in the middle of a season and all clubs have big goals. Atletico has them, Madrid too, and I'm thinking about achieving them. The match is very important for both teams and I'm focused on that." Marca touch on Liverpool versus Lille and say that it steals the spotlight from today's ties, if you like. Leaving aside matches involving Spanish teams, they say Liverpool's clash with Lille at Anfield steals the spotlight in today's Champions League fixtures. Both teams are currently in the top 8. Liverpool could secure first place in their group with a win, provided Barcelona do not win against Benfica. They could also finish first by drawing if Baths lose in Lisbon. We're going to talk about Kubo. He's the Real Sociedad winger. He's a very exciting player. Linked with Liverpool heavily last summer. But it went nowhere, as usual. He was subjected to racial abuse at Valencia earlier in the week while he was warming up to come on. He wasn't the only player. There was another player as well, but I forget his name. I think he was warming up too. But they said some, pretty nasty things to Kubo, which I won't repeat on here. Real Sociedad has made a formal complaint to the Spanish Football Federation, while Valencia has promised to do everything possible to identify those responsible. I mean, the fuck is wrong with people? Moving on from Marca, we go on to AS, and there's a preview of Bayer Leverkusen versus Atletico Madrid. Obviously, AS mirrors Marca's coverage of this evening's game, highlighting the impressive form of Xabi Alonso's side. AS also praises Liverpool's form, and they publish an article praising Liverpool, claiming they have the fittest squad in Europe. And the piece highlights Liverpool's dominance and suggests that at present they are the best team in Europe. Again, this publication touches on the racial abuse suffered by Kubo at Valencia earlier this week, noting that he was not the only visiting player subjected to such abuse. Moving on to sport. They highlight Liverpool versus Lille, dedicate a full page to Liverpool's game this evening, praising Liverpool and our outstanding form, and also highlight the work of Arne Slot, commending the manager for Liverpool's strong performances this season. Now, they also talk about Lucas Vázquez. He's the Real Madrid right back, if you like. So you can see where this is going. This is again touching on the problems that Real Madrid have at right back, and Sport is pro Barcelona publication, chiming in now. They publish a piece titled "Lucas Vázquez: A Hole in the Right," and it's criticising the Real Madrid player for his defensive limitations as a converted winger playing at right back. And they write, Lucas Vázquez is a good substitute who is not enough to be a starter, a winger converted to a right back who has serious defensive limitations. His personality, hierarchy in the dressing room, and quality, as Rafa Benitez would say, quality, for sure, Make him a useful player, but there are not enough conditions to be a permanent starter in a team so demanding in defence, and more so in a profile in which there are an abundance of top-level players. The article notes that Dani Carvajal's serious injury has left Carlo Ancelotti with few options in the position, relying on Lucas Vazquez or Valverde in case of emergency. And the article continues, in favour of the player is his dedication, his professionalism and his quality, but he lacks the conditions to be a fullback of guarantees. Las Palmas took advantage of those limitations again to get ahead on the scoreboard with an early goal the other night, a move in which Lucas Vazquez was again in the picture. Real Madrid won that game 4-1, I think, went down 1-0 in the first minute, which was a shocker. Lucas Vazquez, the right back, he was heavily criticised. If you watch that goal, you'll see he's just lost, really. So again, this is all relevant to us because this, continues to highlight the problem that Real Madrid have at right back. Some people might not think that Trent Alexander-Arnold is would be the answer for that, really, to improve your defending. But I'll leave that to you to decide that. Lucas Vazquez is suspended for Real Madrid's match in the Champions League tomorrow. So Valverde, another right-sided winger, will play at right back. So obviously, the crisis in that area continues. What else have I got? I've got more for you. We're going to come to Alphonso Davies in a minute. Stay with me, but this is the order of my notes. Copa del Rey quarter-final draw. That took place yesterday. Valencia play Barcelona. Did I say? I'll try again. Valencia will play Barcelona. I was kind of tempted to consider going to that game, but it might fall a bit too soon for me. Valencia is the nearest football club to me, like La Liga teams, probably about an hour and a half away or something. But I don't know. Leganes versus Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid versus Getafe, and Real Sociedad are still in the competition, play Osasuna, but Valencia are still in there as well, remember? Bottom of the fucking league table. Oh no, did they? Actually, I think they might have jumped up one spot after that win against Real Sociedad the other day. The single leg quarterfinals, and I'm mentioning this because Real Madrid is a team that we need to keep an eye on, right? Because when their results go against them, you can expect to see Trent linked with them and the urgency regarding him. So, tomorrow I will keep an eye on what Real Madrid do, because if something goes wrong, especially at right back, you can imagine what's going to be in the papers, right? So the single leg quarterfinal ties will be played in 2 weeks' time on the 4th, 5th and 6th of February, bearing in mind the transfer window closes on the 3rd, I believe, 3rd of February. Now, there's another bit. I just need to touch on something. Alphonso Davies. This is a situation. This wasn't in the papers today because it was a new development this morning while I was reviewing the papers. And Jose Felix Diaz, he's the journalist that I look out for with relation to Trent and Real Madrid, his Real Madrid connections and things. He writes for Marca. I do pay attention to this chap. It doesn't mean I believe everything he fucking says. But he basically says that Real Madrid have given up on signing Alphonso Davies, who is now expected to renew his contract with Bayern Munich. And this is, this situation, I keep rubbing my nose, I don't take coke or anything, but I'm a bit bunged up today. I've got a cough back again and I've just got a runny nose. Alphonso Davies, his situation has run parallel with Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? In the summer, both players apparently were told, sit tight, don't renew, don't extend. If you don't, renew, and there's an opportunity for you, this great, illustrious club, we could come and get you. But if you renew, we can't make that happen. So stay where you are, don't renew, pan it out as long as possible. And only within the last couple of weeks, the press were writing here, I think it was Diaz himself, actually, that said that Davies and Trent had played a blinder, they'd played it well, they had done what they were told by Real Madrid, do an Mbappe, sit tight, we'll come and get you kind of thing. But there's been a twist, and a few days ago, it did start to come out from Germany that Davies might, U-turn on this proposed move to Real Madrid. It would have been a free transfer in the summer, again, obviously parallel with Trent, but they weren't trying to sign him in January. I don't think there was... I don't think there was a great deal of effort with that one, to be honest with you, from Real Madrid's point of view. But nevertheless, he was something that they were looking at bringing in on a free, and it's quite funny in some ways because it looks like he's going to stay with his club. And obviously Real Madrid is a club has a bit of arrogance. Usually the best clubs, the best sports people or whatever have arrogance because they're the best. And so it's quite funny how Real Madrid will deal with this. Will it be like, oh, we gave up on him, we weren't bothered, or will they say, they're disappointed? All the reporting from Madrid, as you know, if you follow these morning briefings, which I do every day of the week usually, I've said for a long time now, that Trent's the main man. Davies has been highlighted, but it doesn't look like Real Madrid have been. I don't think they'll be that bothered, to be honest with you. I genuinely don't. I think if it was the other way around, it was Trent, I think there'd be a lot of backtracking there. So I just think it's interesting because both, like I say, I have been following the Davies and Trent situations in parallel, because I thought both of them would end up at Real Madrid. So this is interesting, because he's ended up U-turning, and by the sounds of it, going to extend with his club. Maybe he has by the time you watch this, or maybe he hasn't. I don't know, but that's the latest claims coming out of Spain, that he's going to stay where he is, which is a surprise, I think. I don't think the Real Madrid fans will be that bothered. I have some Real Madrid fans watching my videos now because of the Trent situation, and to be honest with you, they're pretty cool. They're nice, they're friendly, they're leaving honest opinions, and it's nice. They're very welcome here. We had one on the live stream last night, and I said, you are absolutely welcome on my channel, and I won't let anyone abuse you or anything like that. I've had a couple of numpties as well, but I get Liverpool fans that are like that. We just get rid of them, But overall, it's been really good to have some insight and opinion from the actual Real Madrid fans, and I think if any of them do watch this video and do comment in the comment section, and when they say we're not that bothered about Davies, I don't think it's a case of them pretending like, oh, we're not that bothered really. I think they'll just say, no, we're not that arsed. So just keep an eye on things, regarding Trent. There's nothing at the moment. See what Real Madrid do tomorrow. If something goes wrong in that game, I suspect Thursday, Friday, Trent will be back in the papers again. This particular week is when Real Madrid are supposed to be returning to Liverpool to try and to put forward another offer to try and sign him this window. Real Madrid initially, reportedly, the claims in the Madrid-based media was that they offered Liverpool 10 million euros. It was rejected. Liverpool said give us 25 million, and Real Madrid said we'll give you 15 million euros, take it or leave it. We won't be going above it, but the suggestion is that they are actually willing to go a little bit higher. One little comment I want to make about that 25 million that Liverpool has said to have asked. Because this is Spain, they deal with euros, right? So, where obviously in England it's pounds. So if someone said to you, if you're in England and someone said Liverpool have asked for 25 million, you would assume pounds. If someone said that in Spain, you would assume euros. So sometimes I've noticed that they can get it confused or mixed up, all right? So I believe that Real have offered 10 million euros and then 15 million euros, take it or leave it. But when they say Liverpool have asked for 25 million, I would be more inclined to think Liverpool was saying 25 million quid. But I'm not quite sure I believe Liverpool would let Trent go for 25 million pounds, I think if they could squeeze 30 million pounds out of Real Madrid, I think they would do business in January. But if not, I think they'll just try and hold on to him. And Real Madrid, as you know, if you follow this series, that we've been doing, that Perez doesn't like spending money. No one does he? But he doesn't like spending money in the winter transfer market, and I don't think they have for 5 years. But they're willing to do so this month. But I'd be surprised if they've offered 15 million euros. Are they really going to go in excess of 30 million euros? I don't see that happening. But again, it depends on their results, and I think that's key to all of it. We've always said that if they're doing well, there's no urgency. But even though they won that game 4-1 the other night, the one goal they conceded was the right back position at fault, So, and now that player, who even though he's not the greatest, right back for Real Madrid, is suspended tomorrow night. So what's going to happen there? But I'll keep an eye on it for you. All right, guys, I'm going to shoot off. If you appreciate this video, please do give me a thumb. Can you hear them dogs yapping out there? If you appreciate this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please drop me a comment if there's anything in this video that you'd like to discuss. And if you want to buy me a coffee, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I go to the cafe in the morning. I had 3 coffees this morning. I had a bocadillo as well, to be honest with you, but I didn't really like it. Bocadillo, that's like a baguette. And I had Spanish tortilla, which is technically called omelette, but it's like potato. And it was a bit dry. I didn't like it, to be honest with you. Anyway, you needed to know that, right? So yeah, if you want to buy me a coffee, hit the super thanks button. It's the love heart under the video, and I will give you a shout out tomorrow morning and tell everyone how fucking great you are. All right, guys, have a great day, and hopefully we'll speak real soon. All right.